Exploring the dark side of power in House of Dragon. The concept of power is at the forefront of House of the Dragon, a theme that weaves its way through the intricacies of the Targaryen dynasty. But as we navigate this epic fantasy, it becomes increasingly clear that power, in many respects, is a fragile and alluring entity. Like a seductive whisper in the ear, power can beguile individuals, making them view themselves as indispensable and, ultimately, immortal. This illusion of invincibility can lead even the most well-intentioned individuals down a perilous path, where self-preservation becomes the driving force behind their actions. We see this dynamic play out in the character of Rhaenyra, the heir to the Iron Throne, who, despite her youth and inexperience, becomes increasingly consumed by the desire to hold on to power. Her actions, driven by a sense of self-preservation, often put her at odds with those around her, including her own family members. As we delve deeper into the world of House of the Dragon, we see how the pursuit of power can lead to a warped sense of identity. Those who crave power often find themselves imprisoned by their own ego, unable to see beyond their own self-interest. They begin to believe that their very existence is tied to their position of power, and that without it, they would be nothing. This narcissistic self-aggrandizement can lead to a catastrophic downfall, as those who surround them begin to feel expendable, and even, in some cases, their own lives become collateral damage. We see this phenomenon play out in the character of Daemon, Rhaenyra's uncle, and a complex figure in his own right. His lust for power and attention often leads him to make reckless decisions, putting himself and those around him in harm's way. Through his actions, we see the devastating consequences of allowing power to consume one's sense of self. Throughout the series, we see this internalization of power play out among the characters in fascinating and often complex ways. On one hand, you have those who crave power ruthlessly, like Rhaenyra and Aegon. Rhaenyra, as the rightful heir to the Iron Throne, feels an intense sense of entitlement to power, which is fueled by her sense of legitimacy and destiny. Her desperation for validation and recognition drives her to make decisions that puts her at odds with others, highlighting the corrupting influence of power on even the noblest of souls. Aegon, on the other hand, is driven by a desire for recognition and admiration, and will stop at nothing to assert his dominance over others. Both characters illustrate the destructive nature of self-serving power motivation, where the ends justify the means and empathy is sacrificed at the altar of ambition. In contrast, Daemon and Alicent form complicated relationships with power that reflect their own unique struggles and insecurities. Daemon, as I mentioned earlier, yearns for power but struggles to keep it, as if his own sense of insecurity repels it from him. His tumultuous relationship, but his past mistakes and betrayals keep him from ever truly grasping the reins of power. This creates a cycle of self-doubt and self-sabotage, where Daemon is constantly unsure if he deserves to rule or if he'll ultimately fall short of his own ambitions. Alicent's relationship, as she navigates the treacherous waters of court politics while trying to balance her own sense of loyalty and moral compass. Like Daemon, she grapples with the weight of her own insecurities, often making decisions that put her at odds with her own values. These characters demonstrate that power is not just a desire, but a complex tapestry of emotions, flaws, and motivations that can either consume us or liberation us.